Welcome to the Trend Microcomputer-based training for WFBS services. Configuring policy settings in Advanced Mode User Interface. Worry-free Business Security Services Advanced Mode User Interface enables our administrators to define very complex policies all the way down to the user, OS version, IP range, or the device level. This allows advanced policy set that provides significant flexibility, persistent filters, and policy definitions that apply in a prioritized level. The Advanced Mode User Interface is available on standalone customer licensing portal-based worry-free business security services accounts. To switch to the Advanced Mode User Interface, go to the Policies page. In the Policy Settings pane, click Switch in the Advanced Mode available notification at the bottom. The Switch to Advanced Mode screen appears. Click Switch. Go to the Security Agents page and expand the Security Agent tree. Select one of the groups. Compared to the Simple Mode User Interface, the Configure Policy button in the Group Information table is not available while in the Advanced Mode User Interface. To configure policy settings in this mode, go to the Policies page. In the Policies page, policy settings can be configured in Policy Management. The list of policies can be found in the Policy Management Information table. In the table, you will see the policy's priority, its policy name, the target group and endpoints, description, the last modified date and time, and the last editor. When configuring policies in the Advanced Mode User Interface, we recommend the following best practices. 1. Use the default policies to configure policy settings for all. 2. Create a separate policy for exceptions on groups and endpoints that needs to be different from others' policy settings. Also, take note that a newly created policy will be assigned with the highest priority by default to ensure that it gets applied to the target groups and endpoints. Only one policy is applied to an endpoint following the priority in the event that multiple policies are created and assigned to the endpoint. Hover your mouse to one of the policy names to see the summary of features enabled for all supported platforms in the policy. To configure the policy settings for an existing policy, click the policy name. The Configure Policy screen appears. In the screen, you can modify the policy name, description, targets and service settings for Windows desktops and servers. In the left side of the screen, you will find the configuration settings for all features of worry-free business security services covering Windows devices, Mac OS, Android devices, and iOS devices. In this example, we are going to configure policy settings for behavior monitoring for the policy sales department. To do this, click Behavior Monitoring in the Configure Policy screen for Windows. In the Behavior Monitoring pane, select Block Known and Potential Threats under Malware and Behavior Blocking, turn on Anti-Exploit Protection, Intuit QuickBook Protection and Event Monitoring. Scroll down and expand Specify Monitored System Events to view all available options for this feature. Click Save. The Configure Policy screen closes and the Settings Saved notification appears at the top. This time, let us create a new policy. To do this, click the Add button in the Policy Management Information table. The Configure Policy screen opens. Type in the policy and the description. Click Specify Targets. The Target screen opens. Manually look for the group in the search box or expand the Groups folder to find the group where you want the new policy to be applied. Check the box of the group. You may also select specific endpoints as target of the new policy. To do this, check the box of the endpoints. Click Add. The target group and endpoints now appear in the Targets box. In this example, let us enable data loss prevention for the new policy. Click Data Loss Prevention, and click the Off button in the Data Loss Prevention pane to enable the feature. The Rules and Exceptions tab appears. In the Rules tab, click Add. The Data Loss Prevention Rule Settings screen appears. Check the box for Enable this rule. Type in the rule name and description. Use the search box to look for the template that you want to use for the data loss prevention policy. Select the template by clicking the checkbox. Specify the channel where you want the DLP rule to be applied. Select the action by clicking the Action drop-down menu. Click Add. The Data Loss Prevention Rule settings screen closes and the DLP rule is created. Click Save. The Settings Saved notification appears at the top of the screen. You may choose to arrange the priority to define the hierarchy of the policies for those that apply to multiple groups and endpoints. To do this, drag and drop the policy up or down the Policy Management Information table. Checking the box of the policy in the Policy Management Information table gives you the option to click Copy to make a duplicate copy of the policy, or delete to delete the policy. To configure global settings that apply to all managed security agents in the Advanced Mode user interface, go to the Additional Settings section in the Policies page. The Additional Settings section is composed of Global Security Agent settings and Global Exception lists. In the Global Security Agent settings pane, two tabs can be found. Security Settings tab, which comprises settings for General Scan, Virus Scan, Spyware Grayware Scan, Behavior Monitoring and HTTPS Web Threat Protection, and the Agent Control tab, which comprises the settings for Alert, Security Agent Logs, Watchdog, Help Disk Notice, Uninstallation and Exit Unlock Passwords. In this example, let us configure the Global Security Agent settings for uninstallation and exit unlock passwords. To do this, check the box for uninstallation and enter the password. Check the box for exit unlock and enter the password. Click Save. The changes are saved notification appears at the top. This time, let us configure Global Exception Lists. Click Global Exception Lists. The Global Exception List is composed of exception lists for web reputation URL filtering, malware scan exclusions and device control. In this example, let us add exceptions to the Trusted Program List. To do this, click Trusted Program List under Malware Scan Exclusions. The Trusted Program List screen appears. Click Add. The Trusted Programs screen appears. Hover your mouse to the File Paths tooltip to know more about the supported entries and characters. Type in the application's file path. Press Enter as you enter each of the application file paths. Click Add. The application file paths are added to the Trusted Program List. Click Save. The Trusted Program List screen closes and the Settings Saved notification appears at the top. End of WFBS Services, Configuring Policy Settings in Advanced Mode User Interface. Thank you, and I hope this has been informative for you.